You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hi, Sarah.
Here we are, end of June, episode 94, looking roughly around Sunday, June 25th through Saturday, July 1st. Time is flying.
Yeah, it's midsummer. We just celebrated midsummer, St. John the Baptist Day on the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a holiday in the Celtic tradition and in English tradition of it's midsummer. It's happy, kind of a joyous height of the season.
Yeah.
And the week just kind of rolls out from here. We are experiencing a sign change for Mercury.
Right.
Reversal of direction for Neptune. And there's quite a few quincunxes as the moon makes its way through either, 150 degrees on one side or the other as it goes between an opposition and a trine, making aspects to some of the outer planets. And by the end of the week, it's feeling much more stable. So on Sunday, the 25th of June, the moon's in Virgo, it trines Uranus. So this is a very spontaneous kind of energy, although it's happening in earth signs. So moon in Virgo, earth, trine to Uranus in Taurus, earth. Kind of spontaneous. It might be something that you do outside or in nature or gardening. That kind of activity might give you some real insights. Mercury in Gemini is going to be squaring Neptune in Pisces.
Okay.
So Mercury's in late Gemini. It's going to make a sign change later in the week into Cancer. But right now it's hanging out at late Gemini and it's making a square up to Neptune in Pisces. This could be the potential for overstimulated imagination is possible. But also if you really tune in, so if you get really quiet and tune in, there might be subtle perceptions that you're aware of that you might not have been aware of before. There's a lot of right brain or intuitive thinking that's possible. On the other side of the balance beam, there's also the potential for confusion or misperception or deceit because the square with Neptune doesn't give you a clear picture. So it's great for tuning into the subtle realms, but you just want to know, just to notice the subtleties. You don't have to act on them. And if you're feeling confused, you don't have to act on anything. Just kind of notice if you're tuning into some higher kind of feelings around things, or even kind of feeling more intuitive, like you're getting messages that, you might be feeling people trying to get in touch with you, sometimes how the phone will ring when you've just thought of someone.
Yes.
That's the kind of energy it is.
Neat.
So that's the kind of thing you can kind of pull in.
Okay.
And that won't be very active past Monday. It might be approaching on Saturday the 24th. So it's a potential. It's exact on Sunday the 25th, but on Saturday the 24th, it might be happening. And on Monday the 26th, it's also possible. On Monday the 26th, we have the first quarter moon. So the moon is in Gemini and it's making a square down to the sun in Cancer. So this is this sun in Cancer. Feeling nature is really strong. The sun is answering to the moon. The moon's in Libra, which wants to rationalize everything. So the feeling nature is seeking balance, but there's also this overstimulation of the mind, and it wants to kind of identify and label and give words to feelings and try to rationalize them.
Okay.
So there might be overstimulation of sentimentality and clashes with objectification of feeling. So you're feeling something and you really want to understand why you're feeling it.
Got it. Yeah.
But really, you kind of can't.
Yeah.
A very strong aspect that's in play for about a week is Mars square Uranus. So Mars is in Leo, around 20 degrees of Leo. Uranus is at 20 degrees of Taurus. This is a fixed square. So the urge to be impulsive is really strong. You may just find yourself being very short with someone unexpectedly, like, someone asks you something in the grocery store and you're like, kind of like have a little attitude and kind of abrupt. This is Mars square Uranus, and Mars in Leo is really like, it kind of has like its upper body, shoulder position that kind of sticks its chest out a little bit.
King of the forest.
Yeah. And kind of, maybe in like Tarzan, kind of beating its chest. And then Uranus up in Taurus is like trying to stabilize. So you've got this arrogance, or kind of pushing forward. And then you've got this, unstableness up in Taurus where Uranus is. So there's this urge, impulsive urges are very strong. Okay. So resist being on a hair trigger and be really steady. If you can, like, rein in yourself a little bit, or, in terms of responsiveness, just think before you speak. Yeah. Give yourself some time to process before you kind of blurt something out. With that kind of attitude, with kind of honing yourself in a little bit without, kind of breaking into other people's conversations or kind of abruptly interrupting, there might be possibilities for breakthroughs. Okay. Breaking through obstacles, but you just need to work with that Mars square Uranus because it's very feisty.
Yeah. And that's Tuesday?
That's Monday.
Oh, okay.
It's part of this first quarter moon picture where the moon it's an opening square from this new moon in Gemini. Okay. So whatever was started at the new moon in Gemini the moon is now walked up to the square aspect with the sun, and it's starting to give you a little pushback, or you need to push forward through whatever it is you wanted to start at that new moon in Gemini. Great. So the moon is also, at the time of this first quarter moon, there's a lot going on with this Mars square Uranus also involved in the picture, but the moon is making a quincunx to Saturn. So it's really wanting patience. And Mercury is quincunxing Pluto. Right. So again, it's this time for some truth to come out, but you're not sure like what to do with it. So if somebody, kind of lands a truth bomb on you, you can just say, thank you. You don't have to start a fight about it. But the quincunx it's not going to be a way, you don't have a way to process it. Yeah. It's just going to be there. It kind of blurts out, especially this Mercury quincunx Pluto, something just deeply honest comes forward, and you're like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. I guess I've got to suck it up. So that's part of this first quarter moon. And then there's another quincunx that the moon makes to Jupiter. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of these adjustments that are going on with our feelings because of that. Sun is in Cancer. The sun is answering to the moon. Okay. And the moon is making all of these strange, quincunx to the outer planets, plus Mercury's quincunxing Pluto. So there's a lot of emotional kind of reveals that are possible around the time of this first quarter moon on Monday. Okay. That's just Monday. So my keywords are the feelings are stuck kind of between a rock and a hard place. The moon and Mercury are moving through quincunxes. So if you just keep that in mind, the moon and Mercury, they're moving through these awkward feelings. Okay. Because by the end of the week, they move out of the 150-degree angle and they move into a trine. Oh, okay. Yeah. So nothing will stay where it is. On Monday, the 26th, it might be a really tough day. You might get news or, you might have a truth bomb. Yeah. But just know that whatever comes up, just kind of hang with it. Don't get upset. Don't let Mars square Uranus, make you impulsive and have to beat your chest and defend yourself. Great. Just know that as the moon and Mercury move on, they will be making softer and gentler aspects to these same planets. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So still on Monday, Mercury enters Cancer. Okay. Mercury is communicative, Now it's in Cancer, so it's about family, home. It might be about ancestry, understanding ancestry. It might be about starting a scrapbook about ancestry or
interesting.
Or chronicling a personal history, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, there might be opportunities to meet up with relatives, birthday parties, for example.
Yes. Interesting.
Or planning for birthday parties, because Mercury's going to be in Cancer for about a month. So that's kind of on the table.
Yeah.
Tuesday, the moon is still in Libra. It makes a quincunx to Uranus. So these are these awkward planetary aspects. And it's really because Jupiter and Uranus are up in Taurus. So as the moon swings through this section, the Libra section of the chart, it's making quincunxes up there. So just hang on, because by Thursday, life will be a little sweeter.
All right.
Wednesday, the Sun trines Saturn. This is also several days of this energy. Sun trines Saturn. Sun is in Cancer, water, trining Saturn up in Pisces. So this is a really good time to apply steady feelings, like you're able to accomplish more right now because you can apply yourself.
Okay.
And there's also the potential for really good relations with those in authority because of Saturn. So you can really step up and shine in a way where the authority figures are going to notice you. And you can also, during this time, reap the rewards of past endeavors. So there's a lot of good potential for this Sun trine Saturn.
All right.
And as we move through the week, now here's where the moon in Scorpio, it's moved out of Libra, it's going into Scorpio. Now it's making an opposition to Uranus.
Okay.
Up in Taurus. So this is, again, a little bit of a tense, there might be some surprises. But there's also, in terms of surprises, they might be also potential possibilities.
Okay.
So it's kind of like there might be surprises that at first you might be like, oh, bummer. But then you're like, well, that surprise is going to let me do something different.
There you go. Yep.
So you have to kind of be able to turn things around a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
With these oppositions and the quincunxes, because the moon's very active this week making these aspects. Friday, Neptune stations retrograde. So Neptune in Pisces is close to the end of Pisces. It's going to start backing up into the earlier degrees of Pisces. So it's around 27, 28 degrees. It's going to start backing up towards 25 degrees, 24 degrees. This might be an opportunity to renew some thinking around the nebulous or dreams or the imagination.
Okay.
Around Friday, there might be, you might feel a little spacey because it hasn't actually started retrograding yet.
Yes.
But, in terms of ideas and imagination and kind of thinking about the future and possibilities, things might not come together.
Yeah.
For, a little bit. There might be more that you need to imagine, or there might be more thought that needs to go into an idea before it can move forward. Okay. But it's a great time to continue to dream.
Yeah.
It's a really good time for dreaming. On Friday as well, Mercury is going to be making a trine to Saturn.
Okay.
So the Sun made a trine. Now Mercury makes a trine. This is great, again, for anything where you want to shine, where you want to present ideas, where you want to concentrate, you want to focus, you want to have a very serious talk with somebody. And it's also good if you want to be alone. You can, journal, really kind of hone in on some very specific solutions are possible.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then the Sun conjuncts Mercury on the 1st. So again, this is a lot of Mercury activity this week, a lot of communication. It's a great time for writing, communicating, travel, and asserting yourself with clarity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I was going to throw out earlier because you touched upon it, but the card that came up is the 10 of Cups, which is it's this rainbow of cups and sort of celebration and joy, which is just sort of midsummer joy and wonder. But I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to say about the Ten of Cups in relation to these other aspects?
Oh, it's all about Mercury and Cancer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mercury moving into Cancer, that's like just the biggest, that's a family card. The Cups, the Ten of Cups. It's kind of great communication with family.
Excellent.
Harmonious relationships between family and the community. There's a community there in the background with the town. There's a rainbow of cups overhead.
Yes.
So there's a real fullness. I think that there might be a lot of travel. This Mercury in Cancer might portend a lot of travel or a lot of celebrations this summer.
Reconnections.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listeners, if you have questions, comments, you can send us an email at connect@sisterstargazers.com. Don't forget Monday nights, 7 p.m. We're still on WMPG.org 90.9 FM with a deep dive astrology show. And check out our website, SisterStargazers.com. But Jude, thanks. This looks like a great way to launch into July.
Yeah, it's a little, just watch out for that Mars square Uranus, and I think everything will be fine.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.